I thought I would make a video similar to the one that I made regarding portfolios.
Oh my god, it's awful.
So I am a current senior at Ohio State. I don't think I'll have a graduation given the coronavirus outbreak. I wanted to share my portfolio that got me into an Ivy League. So in the fall, I will be attending University of Pennsylvania. The other schools I applied to were University of Virginia, Clemson University. I got a full ride. The Sam Fox School of Art and Design. All the schools I applied to, I did receive scholarship and financial aid. I think it's extremely helpful to look through other people's portfolios and kind of get a glimpse of what these schools are looking for. Looking at table of contents, I have a similar layout and style, follows the grid layout that I established in my InDesign. So starting off with my first project is the La Brea Tar Pits. I made a video on how I made the model, but basically with my model photographs on the left, I photoshopped a background, palm trees, but the actual image of the model is true to itself. I didn't edit that at all. And then I had a brief project description to the right of it, and this is how I introduced all my projects in this portfolio. So I recommend just having a title and cover page and going from there. On the inside, I have a model photograph. You can see that there's a strict grid. I have a site plan, a little description for all the images, diagrams. I had an exploded diagram of the employers that I talked to about my portfolio. They really appreciated the diagrams. I did not do the renders, my partner did. So it's very critical if you are in a group project that you give credit to your partner. You need to give credit where it's due. To the right, I have another model photograph where you can see I photoshopped the background. I wanted to keep a super light and airy theme. More photographs. I wasn't afraid to really utilize the white of the page, and then I finished it with our final render that my partner David did. Now I did Photoshop the renders, that way they correlate with my portfolio theme and colors. So this is my microcosmic laboratory. The reason why this portfolio took so long is because I did go back to all of my former projects and I edited it. I made sure all the projects had a different color scheme, but still stuck to the overall portfolio color scheme. I would recommend doing something like that. I think portfolios are probably the #1 priority in your college application. So as you can see, the section I photoshopped, and I can put up what the section looked like before, and you can see the highly contrasted difference. All of my interviewers really admired this page, just showing that I can draw floor plans. The next project is High Street Elementary, and honestly it is not the best render. I think I rendered that using Luminon because I didn't feel like going to Knowlton to use V-Ray. Then I had a diagram, my sections, and floor plan drawing. That's not the best, but this is why this project is in the middle, and it's a more theoretical project if anything. Gear House, I included this because one of my letter of recommendations was Dow Kimball. If you are having a studio professor write you a letter of recommendation, I strongly recommend that you include one of their projects that you did in their studio in your final portfolio that you send off to the colleges. The render on the left is nothing new, that has been in my portfolio forever, but the exploded axonometric. So I had this idea to create this just because it was gear and I wanted to show how mechanical it was. This turned out to be one of my favorite drawings in my entire portfolio. So even if you have an old project, you can use the skills that you learned later on, go back and apply them to your really old projects, and you have a great new drawing to add in your portfolio. So this is my last project. This was a partner project. So the office tower was inspired by the WeWork offices, and it had this really complex diagram on the outside. So I updated the program diagram, I recolored that bad boy. I had another grid layout of all the floor plans we did, and then I ended it with the giant section perspective. I then included miscellaneous work. So these include more theoretical projects. This is a toy shell, lost in space time capsule. And then these next two projects are from when I was a design student. So this is a body augmentation that I actually made out of sandpaper, and it represents what it's like to be neglected, and I put it on the forearms as like a defense, like a I ended my design projects with the finding the ace of spades, and then to end I added some personal artwork. As you can see, I did not break the grid. It's really important that you stick with the grid that you set up. And then at the end on the back I just had thank you and my contact information. Hit that like and subscribe button.